A pleasant day to everyone. For our lesson, we'll discuss about the introduction to environmental green marketing. So for this lesson, the objectives are first, we're going to recap what is marketing, and we're going to connect the marketing into the green marketing, or what we call the environmental marketing. And also, we'll discuss about the benefits of green marketing, and we can also identify some of the groups that needs to understand what is green marketing. And we were going to analyze some of the characteristics of green product, and we're going to find out what are the challenges in green marketing. And for this time also, we're going to understand what is the CSR, or the corporate social responsibility. And the last, we were going to comprehend more what is greenwashing. Alright, so now first let's talk about marketing. Okay, let's just have a recap. So based from the definition, it is refers to all activities that the company does to promote and sell products or services to its consumers. So kung matatandaan, okay, with your different marketing subject before, this is an activity na kung saan sineset ng mga institution or ng organization or ng isang businesses. Ito ay isang proseso na kung saan ginagawa ng mga businesses kung papaano nila or papaano sila makikipag-communicate sa kanilang mga consumers or sa kanilang mga potential customers, and also on how the businesses delivering the idea of their product and also their services in exchanging offering that have the value for our customers, clients, and even our partners and the society at large. So once we define marketing, okay, it is an organizational function and set of activities undertaken to bring about exchanges of goods, services, or ideas between people. And in marketing also, this is a philosophical orientation to the practice of doing business. So why is that? Why is that so? Because this emphasize the satisfaction and also the value that our customers, clients, partners, and society realize due to our marketing action. In marketing also, okay, it involved individuals operating in a various part of the field have adopted alternative definition of green marketing. So ngayon, papasok na tayo dito sa tinatawag natin na environmental marketing. So bakit? Because consumers, okay, do a lot of research addressing about the environment. So because of this, okay, marketing have focused on the condition that increase the potential for consumers to act in a ecological responsible manner. And also, they recognize marked variety among consumers' interpretation of this responsibility. So yung mga retailers natin o yung mga developers natin of a green products emphasize product offering that are environmentally friendly. Thus, the products such as organic vegetable, it's if the businesses are using recycled paper or yung mga tinatawag natin na phosphate-free detergent are repaired to as green product. So the definition of green marketing, it's emphasize the product offering that are not harmful to the environment, but it does not address the production processes employed to prepare the product. In terms of social marketing adoption naman, the difference about this is that green marketing as a development and marketing of products designed to minimize negative effect on a physical environment. In contrast to our retailing perspective, the social orientation recognize the pre and even the post-consumption cost to the environment. Thus, example, yung mga automobiles manufacturers natin, their attempt to rise production efficiently while simultaneously decreasing their cost associated with disassembly and reuse after consumption. Therefore, okay, once we define green marketing, alright, this is the study of all effort to consume, to produce, to distribute, to promote, to package, and also to reclaim products in a manner that is sensitive or responsive to our ecological concerns. In this sense, the inclusion is that all effort to consume recognize that many entities are involved in green marketing. Green marketing is not only limited to the government or yung mga tinatawag din natin na non-government organization, nor is it solely an activity undertaken by our consumer. The manufacturer, yung mga wholesalers natin, even yung mga retailer, or yung mga services firm, every one of them has the opportunity to contribute to our green marketing. This definition also recognizes the needs to consider the production, the distribution, the reclamation of product as integrated component of the marketing effort. Efficiency at one stage of this process, example, yung kapag ka nagdi-distribute tayo ng product, we may offer advantages in this channel, but the goal of green efforts is to limit the total ecological influence associated with the consumption. So finally, the green marketing must consider the promotional efforts employed to gain consumer support of ecologically friendly product. In this sense, we can define green marketing management as a process of planning and executing the marketing mix to facilitate consumption, production, distribution, promotion, packaging, and product reclamation in a manner that is sensitive or responsive to ecological concern. The management of green marketing activity continues to evolve as companies incorporate new thinking about climate change throughout their organizations. The initial green marketing effort focused on the recycling of products such as aluminum cans or even yung mga photocopier toner cartridge natin. So over time, yung mga firms o yung mga businesses, okay, they begin to modify their inputs. Pag sinabing modification of their inputs, lagi nilang kinoconsider yung kanilang magiging raw materials. In this sense, in terms of production, they need to limit the influence of the product on the environment. So like for example, ayan, yung company ng Staples, okay, they reduce stores operating overhead through centralized control of lighting, heating, and even the controlling in its 1,500 stores. So in this sense, they save $6 million over 2 years by controlling this production input into their value chain. Now, the question is why and how green marketing can work. Green marketing begins with the company actually implementing and practicing sustainable business method. Companies risk being labeled as dishonest if their business practices don't match their green marketing messages. So, they must ensure they're practicing that they are preaching. Authenticity is essential in green marketing. So a lot of companies, they have the three angles of marketing their eco-friendliness. Example, the item used to make their product or the actual product or even the packaging of the product that being sold. They may choose to highlight how their products are all made from recycled materials and how these products are designed to be recycled or reused. Their use of biodegradable packaging or a combination of these three. It's common to find larger corporations that participate in various programs that aim to increase company-wide recycling, decreasing waste, disposal, and even to support the community initiatives. Next, let's talk about what are the benefits of having this kind of marketing or the green marketing. Again, based on my discussion earlier, green marketing have a lot of positive influence on multiple participants in our economy. So, una na dyan yung environment. Pangalawa, habang syempre nagkakaroon ng development sa ating economy, ayan, sumusunod na rin dito or nadadamay na rin dito yung ating consumer, yung ating corporate strategy, and even the product, and how we process our production, and even yung ating supply chain. The benefits from green marketing, consider the first, the environmental benefits from green marketing. So, una dyan is yung tinatawag natin na environmental benefit. So, obviously naman, since we're talking about green marketing, specifically, we are talking about the environment. Because of the so-called climate change, ayan, because of this condition, the trend in climate change, like for example in air, water, soil conservation, green marketing can have an influence on climate change in several substantial ways. Example, the fossil fuel consumption is a major source of greenhouse gases associated with the climate change. We also have the two leading sources for climate change that are the burning of coal for electricity and the burning of gasoline for automobile transportation. Green marketing initiative focus on the product development strategy and also to reduce the need to rely on these forms of energy. So like for example, yung mga new appliances natin, they are designed with the fuel efficiency that markedly reduce energy consumptions. Next is we have the developing economies. Now, the term developing economies, we are referring with the nation, yung mga tinatawag natin na GDP per capita or the gross domestic products. The low income, underdeveloped assets, and economic vulnerability endemic to these economies result in high dependence on the agricultural sectors. Inhabitants in these markets, however, face an increased exposure to drought, intense storms or flood, and environmental stress that limits the ability to enhance the quality of life. Based from the research that performed in the US, it indicates that inhabitants of these countries are much more likely to be affected by natural disaster than inhabitants in high-income countries. So meaning, the climate change limits agricultural productivity, increase water stress, raise sea levels, negatively transform ecosystems, and transform human health. These factors do not operate in isolation. Interactively, they contribute to hunger and poverty in the developing market. So green marketing and production stand to reduce climate change and consequently limit hunger and poverty. Next is the consumer's benefit or the consumer benefit. In several important ways, through green marketing, this kind of benefit often influence our consumer decision making, and consumer will vary in the extent to which they value these benefits. Initially, consumer benefits from the knowledge that they are doing their part to reduce climate change. These consumers are likely to favor corporate efforts to reduce pollution over effort to raise corporate profitability. So the consumer also value the opportunity to be associated with environmentally friendly products and organizations. For instance, or for example, yung body shops retails, yung ambience niyan, okay, it's associated to the consumption environmentally friendly organization. Another example is we have the Dell. Okay, yung kanila pong LCD monitor are more energy efficient over time. Although green products in every industry will not enjoy the technological benefits similar to those for PC monitors, ecological benefits of products will augment or complement other products' features valued by our consumers. Next, we have strategic benefits. In strategic benefits, so yung mga managers natin na nagkakaroon or ang trabaho nila is having a corporate strategy, they need to realize that they have a multiple benefits from a green approach to marketing. A lot of companies that incorporate ecological consciousness into their mission statement and in strategy enhance their image among consumers, employees, investors, insurers, and even the general public. As previously outlined, some consumers have strong affinities toward green products, and approaching the market with ecological focus enhances the image of the brand among these consumers. Next is the product benefits. In product benefits, this it refers to the components introduced into production outputs or services designed to benefit the consumer, whereas process benefits refers to tools, devices, and knowledge in throughout technology designed to facilitate manufacturing and logistics. So, like for example, yung tinatawag natin na hybrid engine, this kind of product innovation, or let's say yung tinatawag na just-in-time inventory system, is also a process of innovation. Next is the production process benefits. These benefits focus on the organizational effort to produce a highest quality product at a lowest possible cost. So the process benefit accrued for handling of products, byproducts, and waste. The materials cost associated with the sustainable manufacturing technique can be reduced in numbers of ways. And then last, we have the supply chain benefits. This green marketing influence relationship among the firms that make up the channel from raw materials mining to consumption. Green strategies that seek to eliminate waste in the supply chain result in firms analyzing stock loading and route planning in terms of delivery process. The routing that seeks to eliminate fuel costs can maximize truck capacity utilization and improve customer service. Increasingly, partners in our supply chain seek the ability to trace product throughout the supply chain. Next, who are the group that needs to understand the green marketing? Well, again, green marketing is increasingly an important issue for most entities involved in marketing, whether they are buyer, sellers, or regulator of an industry. Consider how the following market participants can benefit from understanding green marketing. So, una na dyan ang ating mga consumer. The consumer that understand green marketing have the opportunity to reduce their personal influences on the environment. A growing number of consumers are particularly interested in ways to eliminate their negative influence on the environment. And even the green marketing efforts are focused on this activity. For example, yung mga consumer ay mga customers, for example, yung mga consumer na naghahanap ng mga sasakyan, ganyan. Ang una nilang tinitignan kung ito po ba ay malakas sa gasolina. Okay? So, bakit? Hindi lang ito base sa magkano nila babayaran o magkano yung magiging gastos nila sa kanilang fuel allowance, but also it refers or it will be also connected on how our consumers can help our environment as well. Another is we have the government. Since the government creates, approve a certain law or different laws, okay, which is specifically concerning about the environment, napakalaki po ng impact, okay, ng mga laws na ito, okay, that are created or let's say mga na-approve no, sa Senate or sa Congress. Now, bakit kailangan maunawaan ng government ang green marketing? Kasi nga po, kung napapansin natin, we have a lot of players. So, pag sinabing players, businesses. So, pag maraming businesses, maraming paggawa, maraming production, automatically marami ring naging waste or nasasayang. And that waste can affect our environment. Okay? So, para po ay maprotektahan at mapangalagaan ang ating environment, yung ating government, they establish or they create a lot of laws, okay, para po sundin, okay, or maging panuntunan ito ng mga businesses in creating their product or in producing their product. Next is we have the companies, okay, so bakit sila kailangan umunawa or kailangan maintindihan at isabuhay yung tinatawag na green marketing. Okay? A lot of companies right now, they've been single out as a standard bearer of a green marketing. Expect significant publicity from environmentally questionable activity. So, like, for example, yung Body Shop as stellar record as a green-oriented firm, but it can anticipate substantial criticism if it fails to keep this orientation in all markets it serves. By contrast, companies such as Exxon that have been singled out for nefarious act against the environment must address green marketing issues if they seek to change their reputation. Another thing is the companies who highly dependent on a scarce human capital. Pag sinabing human capital, we are referring with the services. Okay? Services that are intangible activities that the organization provide to their consumers. Next is we have the companies with high brand exposure. As brands increase in appeal, they simultaneously increase the amount of scrutiny they incurred. In contrast to report of brands that have little brand equity, stories that indicate the activities of brand with a high brand equity are likely to be viewed as more newsworthy. So, like for example, yung newspaper article, they have critical of the processing of chicken will be greater in interest of the public when they refer to KFC rather than to other brand in the industry. So firms with strong brand equity must address green marketing to limit the scrutiny they experience. Another companies are the low market power. Companies that rely on other firms for substantial amounts of outputs must attend to the green marketing constraints leveled by the supplier. Green Mills, one of the largest company in the packaged grocery business, recently modified the shape of a hamburger helper on the request of Walter. The retailer pointed out that once curly noodles in hamburger helper should be straight. This ecologically driven product modification reduced thousands of pounds of packaging and lower the product price. As buyers become more attuned to sustainability, suppliers relate on these buyers must also increase their understanding of green marketing. Another is we have also the companies operating in highly regulated industry. So pag sinabing highly regulated industry, they are monitored by the government. So the government implements regulation to control the manners in which an industry operates. Industry that employ the hazardous materials. Example, yung mga chemical na kung saan nagpo-produce ng mga let's say harm no sa health ng ating mga empleyado. These are the subject to substantial regulation and the increasing interest in green marketing fuels, the needs for industrial standards. Similarly, utilities, automobile products, and even our airlines must address multiple regulation. And another thing, no, the companies dependent on natural resources. Industries that are highly reliant on natural resources recognize the absolute limits in the availability of natural resources. These industries include oil, fish, and even the forestry. Natural production limits demand that the firm understand eco-marketing activity that can conserve scarce resources. Next, let's talk about the characteristics of green products. So again, using green products can provide a positive influence in any corporate sustainability program. So in this sense, okay, here are the performance attributes that are used to measure the greenness of our product. So once we talk about efficiency, we are dealing with the durability of the materials that have less need for replacement or hindi masyadong kailangan ng maintenance. Okay? So in this sense, nagiging efficient ang paggamit ng mga materials. So like for example, the flooring that requires little or no waxing saves on resources and minimizes exposure to harmful chemicals. So like for example, before, wala pang mga tiles, di ba, puro lang tayo floor wax. So yung wax na yan, merong yung chemicals that can harm us. Okay, next naman is the responsible resourcing. A lot of manufacturing industry has increased its scrutiny of supply chains and raw material sourcing to ensure compliance with environmental and socially responsible criteria. Manufacturing with post-consumer that uses materials recovered from the waste stream generate less waste, energy, and pollution than using virgin materials. Example, yung landfill natin. They are diverted post-consumer recycled content is preferable to consumer recycled content. Another is we have the energy and water conservation. Napaka-importante na mag-conserve tayo ng mga ito. Why? For continuing operation of, like for example, building 4 exceed the environmental impact of the building construction. So many green specs listed product contribute to water or even the energy conservation or to facilities ability to generate renewable power on site. Next is the low impact operation. Products reducing pollution, waste, and other negative impact of building maintenance fall under the low impact heading. So erosion controls and excavation limiting products that moderate the effect of construction are placed in this category. So the proven pollution mitigating product with quantifiable environmental benefits. Next, healthy building. Structure designed to improve light quality or acoustic, constructed with low-emitting and non-hazardous materials, fit under the healthy building category. In addition, some exceptional products such as CO detectors, which monitor indoor environment condition, may qualify. And for the last, sustainable industry resilience community. Having a sustainable companies that contribute to local well-being with their employments and purchasing policy lead to robust communities. Companies that practice transparency, corporate responsibility, and establish a healthy connection to nature will enhance community welfare. Example, the corporation initiative to improve community resiliency include a non-auto transit alternatives and solar water heating system working independently of utility power. Next, what are the challenges in green marketing? So una, we have here the green product require renewable and recyclable materials, which is definitely costly. Now, the question is, bakit po mas nagiging expensive, no, yung pagkakaroon natin ng tinatawag na green product? Okay, so we have some reason. Una, because the manufacturing cost is also expensive. Why? From the procuring of raw materials to shipping the final product, almost all steps of manufacturing and production process of eco-friendly products cost more than traditional products. So now, here are the reasons. Having a sustainable material costs more to grow and manufacture. So we have some of the reputable third-party certifications such as yung product mo are organic, let's say you have the so-called fair trade. So yung mga yun, hindi po yun mura. They are not cheap. So having organic materials are more expensive to grow, partially due to the use of alternative means of pest control instead of using chemicals. Okay? So bakit mas nagiging mahal? Kasi yung extraction ng raw materials on how can we provide our product ay mas mahirap. So dahil mas mahirap ito, okay, na gawin, yan, mas nagiging costly ang paggawa natin. And then the next challenge is problems of deceptive advertising and even the false claims. When the business engage in a false advertising, your consumers will perceive that you are untrustworthy. So the both consumers you already have and even any potential new customers will tend to feel like you betrayed them and take their business elsewhere. So your customer won't be loyal anymore and that will be ruin your business. So again, if your product are not let's say biodegradable, ganyan, or it's not eco-friendly, don't claim. Okay, because false claim again will ruin your business. Next, require a technology which requires huge investment in research and development. So by the statement, ayan, napaka-mahal pong mag-develop, napakamahal, mag-research, napakamahal, mag-experiment, ayan. So, dahil mga mahal ito, this is also connected with number one, ayan, napakalaki po ng kailangan nating investment. Okay? So, specifically, once we come up with different technology that can be used, okay, in providing green products. Next, majority of people are not aware of green products and their uses. Alam naman natin na hindi naman po lahat ay may concern, no? If the products are green or yung produkto na yan ay nakakatulong ba at hindi nakaka-harm sa environment. So, the more na nagiging hindi aware ang ating mga consumer, the more na nagiging struggle or the more na nasa-challenge ang business. Okay, para po ma-inform ang ating consumers or ang ating customers. And also, majority of our consumers, they are not willing to pay a premium for green products. Okay? Pansinin nyo na lang sa market. Mas ginugusto nilang bumili ng produkto na mas mura kahit na alam nila na sooner or later makaka-harmful ito sa kanila. Okay? Rather than to pay an extra amount of money to secure na magiging maayos, no? Yung paggamit nila sa product, magiging maayos yung, let's say, effect ng product nito sa kanila. And then, for the last, educating customers about the advantages of green marketing. Hindi lahat ay interesado. Okay, so dahil hindi lahat interesado, talaga namang nakaka-challenge na gawin, no? Yung tinatawag na green marketing to promote our green products. Now, what is the CSR, the corporate social responsibilities? So, by the definition, this is a business model by which companies make a concerted effort to operate in a ways that enhance rather than degrade society and environment. CSR also help both society and the brand image of the company. CSR programs are the great ways to raise morale in the workplace. So, pag sinabing corporate social responsibility, sa business, gumagawa siya ng different activities, okay, para po maiparamdam niya sa kanyang community. Okay, na siya ay concerned, even sa mga empleyado niya, they do different kinds of activity just to boost, no, the loyalty of the consumers or even yung mga empleyado niya sa kanya. Now, what is greenwashing? It is a term describing situations in which there is a significant disparity between an organization express intentions and its genuine commitment to sustainability. Kumbaga, ito yung mga pagkukunwari. Ayan. Environmentalists accuse oil firms of greenwashing. Why? Because when their investments in renewable energy are small compared with the money that goes into their oil and gas division. In the current business and regulatory climate, firms should also recognize that the public statement about efforts to become sustainable subject to the firms to greater scrutiny. In a global enterprise, its statements open up the firm to criticism from consumers and government organizations. So, for example, na lang, yung Coke and Pepsi, they are the two global consumer products companies that each develop commitments to sustainability. These firms and their affiliated bottles necessarily have to account for the manner in which water is treated in the production process. Each firm's express commitment to sustainability has been accompanied by critics in some markets about water filtration and handling. And that's it. Thank you so much for listening.